Rain fell hard that night in a quiet American town, the kind of cold rain that turns streets into mirrors and silence into loneliness. A stray dog limped along the sidewalk, his fur soaked, ribs showing, and eyes dim with exhaustion. He stopped under a flickering streetlight and curled beneath a torn army jacket lying on a park bench. The name on the tag read, "Buddy, property of Sergeant Michael Rivers." He wasn't just any stray. He was waiting. Thousands of miles away, years earlier, the story had begun in the burning sands of Afghanistan. Sergeant Michael Rivers, a 30-something soldier with weary eyes and a heart heavier than his pack, had found a trembling pup hiding behind supply crates near their camp. "Hey there, little guy," he said softly, crouching. "You lost too." The pup's tail wagged weakly. Michael tore a strip of beef jerky and held it out. "Guess we're both strays, huh?" he murmured. The soldiers at the camp laughed at first. Rivers adopted himself a war dog. But soon, Buddy wasn't just Michael's companion, he was the heart of the unit. He'd sit quietly beside the men during meals, nuzzle soldiers crying over letters from home, and bark warnings when danger was near. One night, Buddy's bark saved lives. Before dawn, he started growling and running toward the wire fence, tail stiff. Moments later, the first blast hit. Thanks to Buddy's alert, the team made it to cover in time. From that day on, Buddy was family. Before heading home, Michael knelt beside Buddy, scratched behind his ears, and whispered, "When this is over, I'm taking you home. You'll never have to hear gunfire again. That's a promise." Buddy licked his face as if he understood every word. But war doesn't honor promises. The next morning, chaos exploded. A mission went wrong, and in a roar of fire and dust, Michael was thrown against a wall. When he woke, his body was broken, his leg shattered, his hearing fading. They told him Buddy had vanished during the attack. Michael refused to believe it. "He's alive. I'd feel it if he wasn't," he said to the medic who patched him up. Back home months later, Michael was discharged with medals and scars he wished he didn't have. He lived alone in a small house with an empty yard, the one he'd promised Buddy. Every night he searched online shelters, scrolling through pictures of dogs that weren't him. "I promised, boy," he whispered. "I'm still looking." Meanwhile, Buddy survived. He roamed villages, hitched rides with supply trucks, crossed towns, and followed the scent of humans who wore the same dusty uniforms. Years passed. His fur grayed, his walk slowed, but he never stopped searching. By the time he reached the small American town, Buddy was thin and tired. He found refuge near a veteran's memorial, a bronze statue of a soldier kneeling beside a dog. Every night, Buddy curled beneath it, as if he'd finally found home. Then fate intervened. One rainy evening, a little boy chased his ball into the street. A truck sped around the corner. The boy froze. In a flash, Buddy dashed forward, pushing the child aside. The truck screeched, missed by inches, but Buddy was hit. Screams filled the air. A passing car stopped. Inside was Michael Rivers. He jumped out, cane clattering on the wet road. "Is the boy okay?" someone shouted. "Yes," the mother cried. "But the dog." Michael saw him. The collar, rusted and worn, but still there. His heart stopped. "No, it can't be," he whispered. Kneeling beside the wounded animal, he read the tag, "Buddy. Buddy. Buddy, it's me, it's Michael." The dog's breathing was weak. His eyes fluttered open, focusing on the familiar voice. Then, against all odds, his tail moved. A faint wag, the same as that first day in Afghanistan. Michael lifted him, tears streaming with the rain. "You kept your promise," he said. "Now it's my turn." Days later, Buddy woke in a warm bed, wrapped in blankets. Michael was beside him, a hand resting on his fur. For the first time in years, Michael slept peacefully, no nightmares, no shaking hands, just quiet. From then on, they were inseparable again. Morning walks replaced patrols. Barking at squirrels replaced gunfire. The nightmares faded, the smiles returned. One afternoon, Michael sat in his yard, watching Buddy chase butterflies across the grass. He looked up at the sky and whispered, "Guess we both made it home after all." Buddy trotted back, lay his head on Michael's knee, and sighed. Months passed peacefully until Buddy grew older, slower. The vet said it was time. Michael stayed with him until the end, his hand never leaving Buddy's paw. "You kept me alive, Buddy," he whispered through tears. "You saved me more times than I can count. Rest now, soldier." I'll see you on the other side. When Buddy's eyes closed for the last time, the wind seemed to stop. Michael sat in silence, his chest breaking, yet somehow, he felt peace. At the Veterans Memorial where Buddy once slept, Michael placed Buddy's tag on the statue's paw. A small plaque appeared beneath it weeks later. Greater than, in honor of Buddy, who saved lives in war and gave love and peace. As the sun set, golden light touched the bronze soldier and the dog forever by his side. And somewhere beyond that light, a soldier and his faithful companion were walking together again, this time, home for good.